Hi, Filter here. Along in my discussion of Star Trek Discovery, I remembered something very important. Now, every Star Trek fan, almost I had to say, 95% of you probably own this. It's in your library, it's someplace in a box somewhere, but I guarantee you probably own it, and that is, yes, my friend's Joseph. In this, we've got treaty of peace between Organia, Klingon, Romulan War, flags and banners, uh, pennant, language, and my favorite part was getting to Starfleet headquarters and the ships. I do like the fact that in the Star Trek movie that they kind of did the same thing with this, but they kind of reversed it. Instead of a saucer surrounded by spheres, it was a sphere surrounded by saucers. Okay, I get it. Trying to change it up a little. Got uniforms, rank insignia. And my favorite part, the ships. Let's see. We get to Constitution class. Oh yeah, workhorse of the workhorse of Starfleet. Let me do it that way. You flip the page over, and what you have is the ones that are in service and the ones that are currently being built. Then you get to destroyers, tugs, dreadnoughts, scouts, and that's pretty much it. Okay. Also, if you look at your Starfleet repertoire, you might have this. I forgot how I got a hold of this. I think somebody gave this to me, and because we were in the Air Force, and he didn't have to carry all the baggage. Uh, you probably got this Star Trek Encyclopedia. It's subject to change. I'm pretty sure when this new show comes out, it's going to be a thicker book because they have to add in Star Trek Enterprise. Then we have Starfleet Command Manual by Admiral Nagura, Chief of Staff. Apparently, that guy's been around for a long time. You have blueprints for what would be the modified Constitution class in it, uniforms. Let's see. I had another one that showed the proposed design of the Enterprise, and it turns out it's going to be the one that they're using for Discovery. But hey, but it gives you a bunch of other little tidbits on current relations with the Romulans, Klingons, and the like. Now this ships of Starfleet. This I kept thinking about every time I look at the ship, the Discovery. And in it, they show you the ships that should have been around during this time. Ashener class, Enterprise class. In fact, let me show you something very interesting. According to these guys, as they were doing this, the early version of the Reliant should be running around at this point. Remember, this is 10 years before Kirk took command, and most likely Kirk is, let's see, is most likely a lieutenant or an ensign or something like that on the USS Farragut? Is he a lieutenant on the Farragut? Something like that. He's basically there. Yeah, it should be about 12 years. Farragut. Huh. Well, anyways, again, I don't know why you need to come up with a ship that looks far more advanced. And another interesting thing, and this can be found in here. Again, the insignia, ship insignia. I have to use the encyclopedia here. And bingo. I think they made a mistake in this thing, too. Because I noticed the Intrepid's one is kind of weird. But individual ship insignia. Let's see. Um, the Intrepid, this sort of rectangular one, but it also looks like the Exeter. The next to it is the Constellation, which looks like a deformed pretzel. The other ones were used during Captain Pike's time, and as you see that star-looking thing, that was for use for cadets, Starfleet Command, and the like. Or if you're stuck on a starbase with nowhere to go. Now, again, I'm kind of hoping that somewhere along the lines we're going to have some decent writers kind of come up in there and like shake things up. I mean, the bottom line is, let me put it this way: Star Trek Enterprise got good in season 4, but it was too late for them to renew it. I've told people, fans, I said, you know what? Star Trek 4, the Star Trek Enterprise 4th season should have been Enterprise 3rd season. That would have made things great. Wasting their time on the whole Xindi thing, I think, was a big bullshit, long drawn out, didn't need to happen. It just needed to be let go. It shouldn't have even been there. But that's pretty much what I gotta say about that. How can I put this? Next on the agenda. Oh, if you ever get the chance, watch a movie called Star Command. It's written and produced by MelindaM.Snoodgrass, an alumni of Star Trek Next Generation. She's written many episodes. Um, it's actually, if you watch it, it's got a great Star Trek feel to it. You know, certain technological things are different, but you kind of get it. You know, you understand. It's not bad. It came out about 20 years ago, and literally, actually, no, 21 years ago, since March 11th of 1996. Yeah, so it's about 21 years old, and it's actually a decent movie. It's got some decent acting by some of the people in there, like let's see, Jay Underwood, Tim B. Locke, Kelly Hugh, Ivan Sergi, Ava Harberman. If you're not familiar who Ava Harberman is, I believe she was in that TV show called Lex. Chad Everett's in it, and Morgan Fairchild. Yeah, that's the ticket. All right. Well, anyways, it's a very good. It's a very good movie if you want to watch. You know, the special effects by those standards, by back in the day, they're not bad. By today's standards, you're probably going, eh. But it again, story kind of carries it, and that's the thing. Let the story carry the science fiction. Let it carry that. Don't throw out special effects in the hopes that we're just going to sit there like crackheads and thinking that one quick fix and that'll help. No, let the story carry. Get some decent writers. Get some competent writers, and give us a show. Until then, I'm out of here. Filter out.